In the headlines tonight, Prime Minister Abiy arrives in Hawassa town to attend the annual Nations Day. Tourists urge nation to tap into unused tourist potentials. Good evening to you all. A very warm welcome to ETV News. I am Grum Tariku. The recently inked truce between the federal government and the TPLF will pave the way to arrest the spread of human trafficking, the Regional Operational Center in support of the Khartoum process and the African Union Horn of Africa initiative, ROC, disclosed. ROC is a regional project to fight criminal network involved in human trafficking and smuggling, financed by Emergency Trust Fund for Africa of the European Union, which was launched as part of the Khartoum process at the request of countries from the Horn of Africa. Johannes Fantown has more on that from Ethiopian News Agency.
Technical Director of ROC, Harvey Jamet, who is attending the 24th Eastern African Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization General Meeting, told the Ethiopian News Agency that the ROC has been working in collaboration with 11 countries in the Eastern Africa region. According to Jamet, the ROC has set up coordination offices in its partner countries, including Ethiopia, and works to check the growth and intensification of human trafficking. Noting that Ethiopia is one of the victims of human trafficking in Africa, he said the ROC will further strengthen its collaboration with Ethiopia. The country is an important partner in the effort to prevent the crime. He stated that a discussion was held between the Ethiopian Federal Police officials on ways to enhance cooperation.
Ethiopia is a very important partner and we have to reinforce the cooperation. So we decide with the Federal Commissioner to think about how we can improve the cooperation between the ROC and the Federal Police. We believe that it will be a good opportunity in the future to open maybe a ROC structure in Ethiopia. I believe that this peace agreement will help us to solve the problem and to reduce the number of smuggling of migrants. It's a very important point.
Over than 90% of Interpol's information on human trafficking is gathered through the ROC. Jamet pledged to strengthen collaboration with countries in the Eastern Africa region where crimes of human trafficking are rampant.
90% of the information intelligence report sent by Interpol are related to the work of the ROC. So 90% of all the information produced in Africa concerning traffic of migrants are done by the ROC.
The strategy of ROC project is to facilitate the exchange of information between competent police law enforcement agencies. The 24th Eastern African Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization General Meeting deliberated on trans-border crimes, human trafficking, illegal arms trafficking and drug trafficking, as well as security challenges affecting the region since last Sunday.
The Ethiopian Electric Power has revealed that it has connected the power transmission line of Mekelle, the capital of Tigray State, with a national grid. Communication Director of the Ethiopian Electric Power, Moges Mekonnen, told ETV that the line was connected to the National Power Control Center following the completion of the maintenance work of the 230 kV high power transmission line from Alamata to Mahoni. Distribution station and transmission line maintenance experts from all regions took part in the inspection and maintenance of the lines under the coordination of the Northeast region, Moges added. The start of repair and service of the line will speed up the work to restart electricity in the Tigray region. Meanwhile, the maintenance of 230 kV transmission line from Humera to Shire has been completed. However, due to severe damage inflicted on 8 areas of power transmission lines connecting Takaze to Aksum, repair work is still underway, Moges said. Following the peace agreement, the Ethiopian government has been aggressively working in restoring basic services in Tigray region. Turning now to news stories related to the annual Nations Day, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has arrived in Hawassa town, capital of the state of Sidama, to attend the annual Nations and Nationalities Day. The Premier, First Lady Zinash Tanyacho, and Deputy Prime Minister Demeka Mekonnen were warmly welcomed by President of the state of Sidama, Desta Landemo, and other officials. Meanwhile, in a congratulatory message on the occasion of this year's Nationality Day, Ethiopianism Day, otherwise, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed warned that Ethiopians can achieve lasting peace only when national unity is bolstered, saying that the festival of the nationality is the celebration of Ethiopianism. Abiy Ahmed went on to say that Ethiopianism is a manifestation of the common unity of the nationalities. The Premier indicated that the nation is busy fortifying the founding blocks of Ethiopia in two wise ways: one, by allowing itself to contribute to what is being achieved, and the other one by allowing every Ethiopian to gain. Abiy Ahmed pointed out that coexistence entails a sacrifice of will, adding that this sacrifice must be made by all Ethiopians, saying that losing something by force is punishment, and depriving something without consent is oppression, and the forceful abduction of a person is violence, Abiy said. Nevertheless, he said voluntary loss is a historic price to pay for building a shared home. According to the Premier, we are all products of the sacrifices made. This is why we must make sacrifices for the sake of others. Self-centered acts may temporarily feel like we have won, excelled, and profited, but it is not possible to go through more than one chapter by excluding the other and including all. We humans have lived in history making the earth suitable only for ourselves, and we continue to grow without paying much attention to animals, plants, and other organisms, he concluded. To tell us more on the celebration of the annual Nations Day, we have our reporter Habtamu Ashagri in Hawassa, the center of the celebration, and he's live on phone. Good evening, Habtamu.
Good evening, Gumi.
What can you tell us about the vibe of the celebration of the Nations and Nationalities and People's Day celebration down in Hawassa?
The condition in Hawassa is very good and the vibe is very excellent. A lot of senior government officials also attending and getting Hawassa in the state of Sidama. And the 70th Nations and National and People's Day will be observed tomorrow. And a lot of senior government officials, including the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Excellency Abiy Ahmed, and other 10 or more than 10 regional state presidents also attending. And the vibe is very much excellent that we have seen observing since yesterday. And the Prime Minister is coming and joining so senior government officials in the late afternoon this day. And the vibe is very excellent, Gume.
That was Habtamu Ashagri from Hawassa. Thank you, Habtamu.
Thank you very much.
In a related development, the 17th Nations, Nationalities and People's Day is right around the corner. While being colorfully celebrated on Thursday, the occasion symbolizes the unity of all Ethiopians. The remark came when Chief Administrator of the state of Sidama, Desta Landemo, briefed the media on the assortments. Take a look.
The capital of the Sidama region, Hawassa City, will host the 17th Ethiopian Nations, Nationalities and People's Day on Thursday under the theme National Unity for Sustainable Peace. Lidamo pointing out that the federal system has provided nations and nationalities with full rights to administer themselves. Hawassa City welcomes Earth Justice with gracious and age old Ethiopian hospitality, he told ETV.
Participants and delegations have started flocking in. Most of them are busy in exploring this beautiful city. Let me take the occasion to remind the local Sidama to extend a welcoming arm to our esteemed guests.
The celebration of nations, nationalities and peoples today is an important occasion to promote Ethiopian identity, learn more about one another and uphold their unity in diversity. Lidamo stressed. A symposium and culture show are underway as part of the celebration. The Nations, Nationalities and Peoples Day of Ethiopia is annually celebrated with the objective of promoting unity among all Ethiopians and to strengthening their ties.
ከትናንት ጀምሮ የብሔር ብሔረሰቦች ተወካዮች የሆኑ የክህነት አምባሳደሮች ገብተዋል።
Let me first emphasize the opportunity to congratulate all Ethiopians on the occasion of the 17th anniversary of Nationalities Day. We, the leadership here, will go out our way to make sure that invited guests, regional delegates and other dignitaries will enjoy the holiday.
The celebration has also been becoming an engine to boost tourism and investment and host regions as all nations and nationalities of Ethiopia gather together to showcase their rich cultures.
Meanwhile, foreigners approached by our staff reporter in Hawassa, they found hospitality by Ethiopians exemplary. While observing the 17th Nations, Nationalities and Peoples Day, the experts underlined that Ethiopians must aggressively work to promote and make best use of their untapped tourism potentials. Koshum also presents the report filed by our staff reporter in Hawassa, Abdama Shagri.
Ethiopia is one of the few African countries that has managed to inscribe tangible and intangible world heritages under the UNESCO. The founding of the True Cross, Fiche Chambalala, Tamkat or Epiphany, and Geda, among others, are some of the world heritages that have been inscribed by the UNESCO. The Sidama state finalized its preparations to observe the 70th Nations, Nationalities and Peoples Day at national level in Hawassa city.
This is one of the prestigious lakes in Ethiopia, located in Hawassa town. Talking to TV English, some foreigners said that they are very much glad within the hospitality and the service sector of Ethiopia. Apart from observing the Nationals and Peoples Day, the government of Ethiopia needs to maximize its natural and historical attractions to the rest of the world.
Well, the first thing we observe, of course, are the people. And to come to here in Hawassa to see all the different nations and the celebration, especially on this special day, we're impressed with the diversity, but also the desire for unity, and we hope that also happens nationally. And so we just are very appreciative of the hospitality that we've experienced, the kindness of the people, and also the beauty of the land and the beauty of the wildlife. We love to see the birds and the animals also.
Oh, I think Ethiopia is a great place to visit. I've come several times and I love the people, I love the food, I love the culture, the scenery. It's very nice. And over the years coming, I've seen it improve and get better and more accessible. But roads are good, you know, a lot better, highways, but it's the people, I think, the friends and people here that make Ethiopia so special, very hospitable, very kind.
Environment for the ailing tourism industry. They underlined Ethiopia needs to further promote its untapped natural and historical tourism destinations to the rest of the world so as to boost the tourism industry.
I think there's lots of potential here in Ethiopia. Natural resources are abundant. To be able to use them wisely and for the benefit of the people, there's a lot to do. There's a water issue, to develop more water resources for people to drink, using solar applications, electricity going to rural areas, helping uplift the people in the rural areas and the middle class. I think there's lots of potential to do that.
Things to promote the international community to come. I think people just need to realize, that it's a safe place, that people are friendly, that you would be welcomed. A lot of people know English. Language doesn't seem as big a problem. It's a beautiful country, beautiful things to see, beautiful up north, the Lalibela, the churches, and Addis, beautiful places here in the south with the lakes.
ሽበል ደርስልሽ ያሳፈረስ እየባለኩ የሆንሽውን እያሰብኩት ከራሴ ጋር እያወራው ውለታሽን ልመልስል የምሰጠው አጣሁልሽ ሀገሬ ሆይ አበድሪኝ ሀገር ስሆን የምከፍልሽ ካለሽበል ደርስልሽ ያሳፈረስ እየባለኩ የሆንሽውን እያሰብኩት ከራሴ ጋር እያወራው ውለታሽን ልመልስል የምሰጠው አጣሁልሽ
Welcome back, and you are watching ETV News. Chinese tech giant Huawei, through its Seeds for the Future program, has provided advanced knowledge and experience sharing training on information and communication technology (ICT) for Ethiopian university students, according to Xinhua report. The Experience and Knowledge Transfer Initiative, which ran for 1 week, provided training to 66 students from 12 Ethiopian universities. An online graduation ceremony was also held Monday in the presence of Ethiopian Ministry of Education officials. Students learned about cutting-edge technology and innovation from eminent lecturers in key areas such as 5G, networking and cloud, according to the statement. In 2008, Huawei launched the Seeds for the Future program to support the cultivation of local digital talent in communities worldwide. Since 2016, the program has been run annually in Ethiopia with participation from more than 200 students. Chen Mingliang, CEO of Huawei Ethiopia, who addressed the graduation event, said opportunities serve to develop young Ethiopian talent in ICT so as to support the country's future. Zelalem Asafa, head of ICT and digital education at the Ethiopian Ministry of Education, said Huawei and the Ministry of Education have a long history of collaborating on the program. The official also extended his congratulations to students who participated in this program and praised Huawei for supporting young talents. And finally, 60 years after Nelson Mandela was trained in guerrilla warfare in Ethiopia, a former military officer who acted as his security guard disclosed that there had been an attempted murder on the South African anti-apartheid icon during the training. Captain Guta Dinka, one of the 4 paratroops who were security guards for Mandela, narrated the plot of the assassination and how he thwarted it. During his stay with the SABC News, Captain Dinka said he informed General Tadesse Birru about the plot. Take a look.
Yeah. I want to talk about now this order to kill Mandela. Yeah. Where did it come from?
There were 2 people that came. One was a white man, one was a black man, who brought this money also. And then they selected another person who was a friend of his. They were trained together as a commander, an Ethiopian person. And they mobilized that person, and I think that person agreed with them.
How much money was he offered?
£2,000. That's a lot of money at that time.
In 1962?
In 1962, yeah.
£2,000.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do it?
He he loved Madiba. Second, he was ordered, selected to look after him. Third, he says he's an Ethiopian. His values do not allow him to do that, and his religion, everything. He said he got frozen when they told him to do it, and they took him to a hotel called I2 Hotel, and they made him drink, and they made him eat food, and he got shaken. Yeah. He didn't know how to eat the food with a knife and fork. He says he just got shaken and frozen when they told him this. But they had to make him say yes. Yes. So he said, I had to say yes to survive. Okay. And then they told him a fixed time. By 6 o'clock, the thing has to be done. It had to be done, 6 o'clock that day? That evening, yeah. That evening. The evening. So he immediately, when they left him, he went straight to the general and told him, there's a threat. Madiba is under tremendous threat, and I'm under threat. All of us are under threat.
Over now to a quick reminder of the headlines. Prime Minister Abiy arrives in Hawassa town to attend the annual Nations Day. Tourists urge nation to tap into unused tourist potentials. Well, you have been watching ETV News. Thanks for your company and have a great time.